Good morning all. Now, I'm not sure that this is going to work or not, but we're going to have a little go because today's log cabin is a little bit different. At the moment, we're going to put little flanges. I don't know if you can see that in between. I think it's flange. That's what I call it anyway. In between each row. Now, because my thought is that when you're quilting this, we can make this do the do. So look, that one's held in flat there, and I've twisted it that end, okay. And then when we get to quilt it, what we'll do is we'll pull that way there, and then we'll pull it back that way, and then pull it back that way. And it gives you a nice sort of twisted whatever going on. You could actually tack that back into place before you quilt. So it's like that, and then like back the other way. It can look really effective. So what I've done with this one is I've done my two blues, quite dark, and I've put the green flange that side, and I'm going to carry on. Oh, here comes Tom. And I've put the greeny pinks this side, but with a blue that's quite distinctive, because I figure, actually, do you know what, this is going to take quite a bit of work to do. So that you probably see the green one's going to look quite good, like there, and then that will pull that way. It's just a nice little bit of something different, you know. So how I'm doing this, when I've put that one in and ironed him back so that he's sticking up. So now I'm putting a pin there just to hold that, to make sure that when I get round, I've got them all doing the same thing. All right, so now I'm going to place my next one. Hopefully you can see this. This is a 1-inch strip, which is going to be my flange. We're just going to fold that in half, wrong sides together, okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying anyway. Right, so I'm going to pin that there a minute. So it makes that easier there. If that one's flat that end and raised that end, it just helps life, it seems, okay. So that's coming across here, and I'm putting my little blue flange there this way. Okay, and how I do, I've probably never even told you this, because actually now you're actually seeing me do something for a change. Right. When I'm laying my strips on each time, I'm always guiding myself, not just by the edge of your fabric, but your placement. This is me 1.5 going on the top now. I'm always looking, is it square in the centre? Is it straight line? Is it straight line? Is everything going in the right place? Because otherwise you can land up with a wobble, can't you? Yeah. Right, so now we've got to do a crafty bit of pinning now, because I want to put that one on top of there so that when that's opened, you've got your little bit there, okay. So I don't want to kill me pins in the process, so I'm just getting that lined up there. So I'm going to pin this end first, okay, so that I've got everything in there, and I'm just going to remove that one from underneath. All right, now there's two schools of thoughts with pins, I believe. I like them. They help me keep things straight. You can probably just see my mouth talking at you here. I've just realised, hello. There's no harm in using pins, I don't think. If it means you get things right first time, I think they're fabulous. Right, okay, so now my blue's going that way. I'm going to put that one on the top there. I'm also checking, is it straight here still? And I'm getting another pin, so she, excuse me, out of range here. There we go. Do. And we're going to pin that through all 3 of them, and then take that extra one out from underneath. All right, so I'm now ready to stitch. And I don't care if I'm lurking bits on the ends, because I tidy that in a moment, you'll see. Right, so here we go. Just take your time. I've got my 1/4-inch foot on, and I'm taking my pins out as I go. All right, there's no rush in this world for these things. Take your time. I'm bringing my 1/4-inch foot down the edge of the last piece of fabric I put on, so on top of this dark blue. All right, I'll pull that out there. and we're just to the end there. Okay, right, let's see what we got going on here. All right, so I'm just going to iron that, and so that you can see what goes on. Now, actually, what I do at that point, well, I throw pins around the place, apparently. I get rid of me odd, look. I get rid of that. And I get rid of anything that's looking a little bit dubious down here, because you don't need it. It just makes for more bulk when you're doing things. So get rid of all the excess you don't need. Right, now I'm going to, you can't see this, but I'm just going to iron this a minute. Do that one. This is where we find it's all gone wrong and it didn't work in the slightest. Right, okay, so now I've just ironed that one. And so that I remember, I'm going to push that one out that way and I'm going to pin it. So that when I get round in a minute to my next round, I can do stuff with it. And now this one here, I'm going to keep the other way. All right, so I'm going to cut off some of that bulk there because it's not needed. It gets in the way of life. I'm going to have that one that way. All right, so I've got one pinned one way, one pinned the other way, so that when I do my next one around, that will go. So what I will do just for a minute is, now that I've done that, I'll just pin these so that you can see sort of what happens to them. You're just going to have to ignore the fact that, yes, it's a pin in the way. If I can find one that I've not thrown on the floor already today. Ooh, that's two bent. That'll do. Right, so we put that one in there. We put that one in there. Actually, that was too far up. You can spend hours fiddling this if you want. And then when you iron, when you actually press it back, it does that nice little do 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 do. You'll have to give it a bit of welly come the time with the iron, but it'll be, if you pin it, it's all good. All right, so what we've got our 2-inch square as normal. We've got our cut 1.5 to finish 1 all the way around, 4 fabrics, and then I've put a contrasting fabric, the green opposite, the blue opposite, for a flange. Okay, it actually looks quite nice just left. I mean, if you don't want to do the wiggly bit, you don't have to do the wiggly bit, but I do like to do them opposite ends so that it forces them to have a bit of a rise, a bit of a 3D thing going on. Okay, hopefully that's going to make sense. I'll put this little witter up after my main witter. Have a happy day.